Hey everyone, it is Tiffany here to give you an Incredibles 2 spoiler-free review. So don't worry if you haven't seen this yet. If you're checking out this video, nothing is gonna get ruined from you. But I gotta say, it's been almost 15 years waiting for this sequel and it does not disappoint. I've come to expect a lot from Pixar. I think all of us has, and Incredibles 2 really delivers. It picks up exactly where Incredibles left off. So just a quick recap. The Incredibles are illegal. It's illegal to be a superhero because, as you know, Bob got sued by the guy after saved his life, and you can't be a superhero anymore. And we leave off with them fighting the Underminer, and Incredibles 2 picks up exactly where it's left off. And I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but roughly we are trying to figure out a way to legalize being a super again, and all of that weight falls on Elastigirl. And I think what is so cool is that we get to see so much of Elastigirl. She's personally my favorite Incredible, so seeing so much of her on screen is unreal. And I think what makes Incredibles so special in its own way is that it really feels like an adult movie that kids also enjoy, and Brad Bird, the director and writer, really does an excellent job at bringing the same kind of tones to this film as well, because we're seeing so much more of that family dynamic. We're seeing an even bigger struggle between Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, and we're also seeing a little bit more of the relationship with Mr. Incredible and his kids as he's trying to learn how to be an at-home dad. And we get to see all of our favorite characters come back. We get more Frozone in this film than I think we do in the second one. We get Edna Mode coming back, and she's always one of my favorite characters as well. And Jack, I gotta say, steals the show. At the end of The Incredibles, we see that he has like all kinds of superpowers, and you can kind of get a glimpse of that in The Incredibles 2 trailers, but it really goes ham. Pixar seems like they had so much fun exploring all of these things that Jack can do, and it adds a really fun bit of humor in the movie itself, but also really kind of adds an element of how hard it is to be a stay-at-home dad to Mr. Incredible. So it's got layers into Jack's like really crazy abilities. Also, we're living in 2008, and comic book movies are the thing. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has really defined, I think, what a comic book movie should be and what people expect from that. And Incredibles 2 really fits in pretty perfectly in that kind of world. It doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel like it's trying too hard. And Sarah had mentioned, I watched the film with her, she is like, it feels like we're watching a Marvel movie, and I totally see that. The action is so good and so thought out and so well paced that it really does feel like you're watching a blockbuster comic book movie. It doesn't feel tired. It doesn't feel contrived. It fits right in its own way, and I think that really carries through with how incredible the effects are. If you've seen the first Incredibles recently, it was Pixar's first attempt at doing humans. It's come a long way from what we've seen in the Incredibles, but we don't lose kind of what makes those characters special. They still look the same, but they are so elevated. The atmospheres are so elevated. Jack's powers are really like pushed, and it looks like Pixar had a lot of fun with how they animated that. There's a scene in particular that I don't think we've seen from Pixar. It's a fight scene with Elastigirl and her villain. Don't want to give too much of that away, but it's, wow, it feels like you're watching real life. It doesn't even feel animated, and I can't imagine the time and the effort and how much detail goes into doing some of these effects that we see in Incredibles 2 versus some of the most recent Pixar movies. So they've really pushed the envelope with this, and I think there's the highest of high expectations because we've seen so many sequels from Pixar, and I think the consensus is that this is the best sequel since Toy Story 3. I don't know if I would put it above Toy Story 3, but it's gotta be pushing it because I love this film. I love that as an adult, like it feels like it's really made for me. It doesn't feel like I'm enjoying a kid's movie. It feels like I'm enjoying a movie that speaks to me and relates to me, and I think that's what's so great about this like mini franchise, and Brad Bird kills it. All the original voice actors are back. They kill it. Everybody, I guess everybody is back except Dash, because obviously Dash has to be so little. And yeah, it's So good. I don't think anybody is really going to be disappointed in this. So give this video a thumbs up if you were excited for The Incredibles, and leave a comment down below what you were excited to see the most, maybe which character you want to see come back. I was so excited to see Edna Mode finally back on screen. Incredibles 2 is out June 15th. That's really soon. Tickets are on sale now. So check it out when it hits theaters, and I will see you guys later. Bye.